It is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we get to continue on with the first round of the YCS Summer Cup with Eldlich versus Altergeist. Eldlich is going to start off first by normal summoning that Jet Synchron to the side of the field, immediately using it for a link into Link Karibo. Now the effect of Jet Synchron will activate, discarding Wakuro, the Golden Land, to be able to summon Jet Synchron back to the side of the field. Both of those monsters will now be used for a link summon into the Kristan Hulk. Now, the Eldlich Synchro deck is a very powerful deck. Its basis is to use the Synchro engine to draw as many cards for advantage, and if your opponent does stop the Synchro engine, you still have the Eldlich engine to be able to go through with your plays. Keep in mind that while this deck does Synchro a lot, it is an Eldlich control-based deck, so the Synchro cards are just bait. Linking into the Link Cross, that effect will activate, and it's met by an infinite impermanence. Now, you typically go through the sequence of getting rid of the Hulk into a Link Cross instead of going into the Auroradon. For the sake of if your opponent does hand trap you at this point, if you have extenders, you can still go full combo. But Altergeist is going to not only negate the Link Cross, they're going to disrespect Eldlich's hand, saying that you don't have any extenders. I'm going to summon Altergeist Molisique to my side of the field instead of a Silquitos. So this game is already spicing up, as Altergeist has no respect for the Eldlich strategy. They're going to go ahead and try to get an extension piece done instead of some disruptors. Eldlich not having exactly what they need, they're going to use the Despot 001 for a summon of Link Karibo, and while they could link off the Link Karibo and the Link Cross into a Barricade board blocker, unfortunately they don't have an additional extender, another level 1 monster, another machine monster to put to the side of the field to make Auroradon, which will allow them to keep going with their plays. Eldlich is going to set 2 cards face down and proceed to the end phase, but a DD Crow. And that probably explains why Altergeist was so confident in their play sequence. They're going to use DD Crow to banish Wakuro, the Golden Land, from the graveyard before Eldlich can proceed to the end phase, which will allow them to set an Elixir card to the side of the field. But with 2 cards face down, Eldlich is still in this game. We know that Altergeist normally does not hit for game on its first turn. They're going to start off with a Pot of Extravagance, being able to banish 6 cards from their extra deck to accrue 2 more resources. Now, the game plan of this Altergeist strategy is always to disrupt. You want to be able to disrupt all of your opponent's critical points, and with that, you can use your Altergeist monsters to continuously gain advantage. If you guys are understanding, it's more like Solomon Great. Solomon Great is a strategy that hand traps the opponent and keeps a fairly consistent engine. You can think Altergeist is similar to that, as both the Molisique and the Multi-Faker will be used for a link summon into Altergeist Hextia. That will trigger the effect of Molisique to be able to add an Altergeist monster from the deck to the hand. They're going to use that to normal summon an Altergeist Marionetter. Now, when Marionetter is normal summoned, it does allow them to set an Altergeist trap card to their side of the field. They're going to set an Altergeist Protocol, which is really good against Eldlich because it's just monster negation, being able to negate those critical synchro plays, which would simplify the game. Now, Marionetter is going to attack into Link Karibo, prompting Link Karibo's effect, and Altergeist Hextia is going to attack into the Link Cross, and here's where we have our first small discrepancy. Altergeist Hextia's effect gains the attack of the original attack of Marionetter, meaning that it is still a 3100 attack monster that will be 2200 damage to Eldlich. Now, the crazy thing about the Eldlich strategy is that it does work in a similar way to the Altergeist strategy. It wants to be able to pop off with its plays, it wants to be able to hand trap the opponent, but more importantly, it wants to go into that grind game, being able to stop the opponent's critical resources, and then being able to summon their monsters of their own. They can get some really good advantage. As during the end phase, it looks like they're going to activate Wakuro to be able to special summon Wakuro, the Golden Land, to their side of the field. And now Eldlich is going to try round 2. Activating Tuning, they'll be able to add a Synchron Tuner monster from their deck to their hand, and they also get the potential to send a card from their top of the deck to the graveyard. Now, hypothetically, in this situation, if they're able to send Conquistador, or, you know, maybe even Eldlich the Golden Lord to the side or to the graveyard, they're in a good spot. Unfortunately, they're going to find a Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, and hand traps have not been kind for the Eldlich strategy. They haven't been able to stop Altergeist. Using Wakuro and the Jet Synchron, they'll link into that Kristan Hulk Fibrix. The most important thing is that Wakuro was sent to the graveyard and it wasn't activated this turn, so it'll be able to add a Conquistador. So Ash Blossom and Joy Spring is going to be activated this time in response to the Kristan Hulk. That's a really interesting choke point. but that just means that the graveyard effects that they have must be pivotal. As Called by the Grave is going to meet the Jet Synchron, that's probably why they did it. This could prevent chain blocking if Kristan Hulk decided to special summon a O-Lion to the side of the field. They can then make Auroradon and then use Auroradon as Chain Link 2 or as Chain Link 1, and that would prevent everything. It also looks like Altergeist is going to hit the DD Crow to the second Walker row. They're not going to be able to get Eldlich to their side of the field, which means they're not going to get the Golden Boy. They have no defenses currently. Altergeist is doing an amazing job at picking apart one of the top decks in contention. And they're doing it with ease as they're going to normal summon an Altergeist Marionette to their side of the field, using its effect to be able to get another Altergeist spell or Altergeist trap card to their side of the field. So Eldlich thinking about if they have any type of responses. Their resources are dwindled as an Altergeist manifestation is going to be set to the side of the field. Protocol is going to be activated. Marionette is going to send the protocol to the graveyard, allowing them to special summon an Altergeist monster from their graveyard. Their monster of choice being the Altergeist Multi-Faker, which will summon another Altergeist monster from the deck to the side of the field. Now, Altergeist Silquitos is going to bounce the Kristan Hulk of Fibrix. Another discrepancy is that Altergeist Silquitos cannot bounce itself. It will bounce the Altergeist Multi-Faker, but it does not matter as that's still enough for game. Altergeist being able to go second and still being able to dominate one of the top decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. This deck is no joke, but this time around, Eldlich seems to have a different play sequence as Curse of Edlund is going to allow them to add a Wakaro from their deck to their hands. So now Eldlich is going to start off strong using the effect of Magician's Souls to special summon itself by sending a Apprentice Illusion Magician from the deck to the graveyard. This is going to be an interesting combo sequence as we didn't see Magician Souls in the first game. That would have been direly needed to be able to extend the play sequence. But right now it looks like they're going to have at least some sort of play, at least a draw 1 through Magician Souls effect. Or draw 2, my apologies. Using the Magician Souls effect, it looks like they're going to send Cursed Edlund and, wow, it looks like a Scarlet Sanjuan from the hand and field to the graveyard respectively to be able to draw 2 additional cards. These are the type of cards for Eldlich that you want into the graveyard because they have so many great graveyard effects. It's actually good to get those trap cards to the graveyard to get whatever specific trap card you need to your hand. So that's going to be a draw 2 for Eldlich. They'll also be able to use the effect of Cursed Eldland to be able to send an Eldlich monster or an Eldlich spell or trap card from the deck to the graveyard. That's going to be the Golden Boy this time around. So Eldlich is already popping off with some really good combos. They're going to have the ability to set at least to their side of the field one of their Eldlich cards, their Golden Land cards, and they also have the Synchro combo as they're going to normal summon the Jet Synchron and use it for a Link into Link Kribo. You could say that that's a little unnecessary, maybe not wanting to lose the Magician Souls. Now they're going to use the effect of Jet Synchron, discarding another Wakaro to the graveyard, linking off both of those monsters into a Kristan Hulk. Hulk's effect will special summon that Despot 001 to the side of the field. And even right now, if the strategy does decide to be hand trapped, it's going to be really hard for Altergeist to justify hand trapping right now as they do have extension on board. So Hulk now used for a link summon into Link Cross. Link Cross is going to get those 2 tokens to the side of the field successfully. And this is how you gain advantage with the Eldlich strategy without being, or even if you are hand trapped, you'll still be able to get something out of it. As Formula Synchron will replace that card discarded by Jet Synchron, giving Eldlich a draw. And your end board is going to be a Warlord, Savage Dragon, and Herald if this is left unchecked. As Formula Synchron and a token will be used for another Synchro summon into Martial Metal Marcher. Spell summoning the Formula Synchron back to the side of the field. Eldlich looking for the next play line. It would have to be using the Magician Souls for a link with the Link Cross. Yes, that would be correct if you make the Barricade board blocker. That allows them to discard a card from their hand if they choose to. They are going to discard a Jet Synchron from the hand to the graveyard. Now they can recur that Curse Eldland from the graveyard to the hand during the end phase. They're going to make the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. And Altergeist is going to respond with Effect Veiler, negating the Auroradon. But it almost feels like the damage is already done as Eldlich got so many cards to their graveyard. They got their Jet Synchron discard replaced. They have a pretty solid board even without having the Warlord, Savage Dragon, and Herald of Arc Light. It looks like this is going to be the end phase of Eldlich. This is where it's going to do its most damage. As you guys can see, a Formula Synchron and Auroradon don't seem like much, but of course that Cursed Edlin can recur itself to the hand. And now those golden land cards can be used, Wakaro, to be able to set an Elixir card. That card of choice is going to be the Scarlet Sanduin. And now, of course, there is another Eldlich card. It's going to be the Scarlet Sanduin. Neither one of these effects were activated. They are hard ones per turn. It's going to set the Conquistador. So right now, Eldlich, even while being disrupted, that's a -1 card for Altergeist. They were able to get 2 free cards to their side of the field. They were also able to withdraw a card, replacing the Jet Synchron. This is not going to be good for Altergeist, as they're going to start off with their turn. Hopefully their side deck is going to come through. They're going to start off by normal summoning the Altergeist Marionetter to their side of the field. Marionetter will use its effect, but it's going to be met with an Elixir Scarlet Sanduin. Now that's not going to stop the effect of the Marionetter, but it's going to allow them to special summon that Golden Boy to their side of the field. Welcome back, Eldlich the Golden Lord, as now your Conquistador will be able to destroy a card on the field. So while we do have this time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about the YCS Summer Cup 2020. The YCS Summer Cup 2020 is a 16 deck bracket decided by you guys to see which one of these strategies will be the best of the best. As always, I would like to thank my players, my judges, my editors, and everyone involved. More importantly, I want to thank you, the watcher, for watching this amazing content. So going into main phase 2, it looks like Altergeist is going to set a card face down. That's going to be the end of the turn, and while Golden Boy isn't going to be doing a lot of disrupting on his own, Conquistador does allow a free disruption, meaning that that protocol just might not sit on the field for very long. Proceeding into the end phase, it looks like Altergeist didn't have any responses. They're going to pass it right back to Eldlich. Eldlich is going to be looking to get rid of that Altergeist Protocol before they go into Synchro Combo, or maybe just use the Synchro Combo as bait. We know that they have a Jet Synchron in graveyard, and they obviously have a card in hand. They're going to use Eldlich the Golden Lord. Wow, they're not even going to use Curse Edlin to search a Eldlich card or a Golden Land card from the deck to their hand. They're going to immediately just use the Golden Boy to quickly snipe at one of Altergeist's face downs. This is actually crazy, as you can just tell that they don't really want the Hakiro. I can't explain to you why they wouldn't use the Curse Edlin first, but it is what it is Eldlich is rolling an advantage right now. They're going to snipe the Altergeist Protocol. Now Eldlich is now going to follow up with some more combo sequences. Now I think they feel safe. They're going to use that tuning to add that Synchron Tuner monster from their deck to their hand. Can you even win harder right now? You guys should already know that third Jet Synchron is going to come in handy. Had it not been for the third Jet Synchron, this card would have been dead. It's going to also send a card from the top of the deck to the graveyard. So, looking at this current play sequence, Eldlich is going to be able to go with full combo again. They're going to hit the Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. I'm not 100% sure if you really want to see that card being sent off the top of the deck to the graveyard. But right here, it does not matter. Jet Synchron is going to be normal summon. They can use the Jet Synchron and the token right here for a summon into the Herald of Art to prevent their combo from getting from getting broken up. But a strange part of me feels that they don't care. Like, legitimately, Altergeist is losing this battle as Eldlich was able to get all of the resources. So they're going to use the token, the Auroradon, and the Jet Synchron for a link summon. It looks like they're just going to bait out that hand trap or whatever they have. Cult by the Grave is going to be met on the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon, meaning that Auroradon won't be able to activate its effects. But again, as The Rock would say, it does not matter, as Eldlich is still steamrolling with advantage. They're going to activate another Cursed Edlin in the hand. They can pay 800 life points to add a, Golden Lord, or even a Golden Land, or an Eldlich monster from the deck to the hand. This completely explains why they didn't activate it beforehand and then send it with Golden Boy. They had two. They're going to have to Wakaro from their deck to their hand. And I don't think that Eldlich can go for game. They can send the Cursed Edlin to the graveyard to be able to special summon Golden Boy to their side of the field as 3,800 attack. But the unfortunate thing is that Altergeist Marionetter is on the field. I'm not sure if the strategy has game. It looks like they're going to turn the Eldlich to attack position. And they're not even going to summon the second one. They're just going to go ahead and attack for a ton of damage. They're gonna bring Altergeist down to 4,700 with that attack total. And next they're gonna set 2 cards face down, and that's gonna be the end of their turn. This is crazy good, ladies and gentlemen, as wow, Eldlich is showing you guys why it is a top contender, why so many people wanted Eldlich to be addressed by the Forbidden List. But I don't think it's all too powerful. Altergeist showed you in game 1 how it could completely stymie it. But it looks like we're going to be going into game 3 as Altergeist does pick up the sticks. So going into game 3, Altergeist does have the opportunity to go first for the first time. They're going to start off with a Pot of Extravagance, and you guys should already know it. Just like Pot of Greed, banish to draw, or just draw. And while we are here, I actually want to mention our Discord. Our Discord is an amazing group of people. We actually tend to ask them which one of these decks will win. And they decided in favor of Altergeist, surprisingly. They said that Altergeist would beat Eldlich by a pretty decent amount. I want you guys to post down below in the comment section which one of these strategies you will think will win in this game 3. If you guys are looking for deck profiles, we actually do have an Altergeist deck profile, and the Eldlich will be on Patreon, as Altergeist does start off with normal summoning Altergeist Marionetta to their side of the field. They're going to set an Altergeist Hunted Rock. Now, this is a really cool combo, as Hunted Rock is going to send an Altergeist Maleseek from the hand to the graveyard. And now it looks like the Marionetta can send the Hunted Rock to the graveyard, but no! This is going to be an extended combo since a trap card was activated. Altergeist Multi-Faker will trigger its effect to specimen Altergeist Silquitos. Does Eldlich have anything to stop this? Because this could be huge. Using the effect of Marionette or sending the Hunted Rock to the graveyard, they're going to special summon the Maleseek and use both that and Multi-Faker for a link summon into Altergeist Hextia. The effect of Maleseek will activate, allowing them to add another Altergeist monster from their deck to their hand. They're going to add another Multi-Faker. But the Altergeist strategy just is not done there. They have so much more, as the Silquitos and the Hextia will be used for another link summon into another Hextia. Now that's going to trigger the effect of Silquitos and Hextia. Silquitos to be able to chain block for the Hextia, allowing them to add the Hunted Rock from the graveyard to the hand. That's not really important. But the important part is the Hextia will add an Altergeist Protocol. Eldlich, unfortunately, not having any disruptors for this combo sequence. This is extremely strong, as Altergeist now has a graveyard, they have 4 cards face down, and now they have a spell disruption with a 3,100 attack link monster. Passing it back to Eldlich. Let's see what they can do to actually try to break this board, as Altergeist were able to pop off normal summoning Jet Synchron for the 3rd time to their side of the field, using it for a link summon into that Link Karibo. The effect of Jet Synchron will send from the hand to the graveyard. It will send a Wakaro. Wow, this is pretty consistent, as this deck does play a lot of consistency pieces, so we can expect something like that. They're going to send a Wakaro to the graveyard to be able to link both of those monsters off after summoning the Jet Synchron into a Christian Hulk. The effect of Hulk is going to be activated. Keep in mind that this is all bait. Seriously, in the Eldlich strategy, your Synchro combo is nothing but bait. You want your opponent to stop this because that means less interruptions for your actual combos. So Desbot 001 is going to be special summoned. And now Christian Hulk is going to be used for a link summon, hoping to get that protocol to pop off. That's going to force the Hextia not to be able to activate. But it's going to be met with an infinite impermanence, so no. It looks like that is not exactly what they wanted to happen. Hakufibrix or Link Cross is going to be negated, and unfortunately it's not going to be negated in the right way, as Multi-Faker is going to be special summoned. The 6th draw had to be the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Eldlich is definitely face palming right now. This is not a good situation to be in. It's not a completely terrible one, but definitely not the best one, as now they still have that protocol for that spell negation. That's going to have to be gotten rid of, because the Wakaro can be negated by the Hextia. They're going to use both the Despot and the Link Cross for a link summon. And with that, they're going to make, you would assume, a barricade board blocker. Now, the unfortunate thing about this is that if they do activate a monster effect, that protocol can now be activated to negate that monster effect, but will not stop the Hextia, because they can just tribute the Multi-Faker instead of the Marionetta. They're going to discard the Scarlet Sanguine and then activate Elixir of Black Awakening. They're going to use the effect of Altergeist Hextia to stop the Elixir of Black Awakening. That's going to prevent Golden Boy from summoning itself to the side of the field, meaning that Eldlich is forced to set a card face down, proceed to end phase, and possibly get a card from their graveyard to the side of the field. Altergeist now checking that graveyard, seeing if there's anything they can do or making sure what Eldlich can do. They're gonna activate the Dating Crow to banish the Scarlet Sanju, and this would have definitely been an amazing grind game had Eldlich been able to resolve both the Scarlet and the Wakaro of the Golden Land. Unfortunately, Wakaro will be able to set an Elixir card, which is still not bad. That still keeps them in the game, as they can set a Scarlet Sanjuin to be able to special summon a Golden Boy. But Altergeist is now going to respond with the Cosmic Cyclone. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? This is too strong by Altergeist, having answers upon answers upon answers. For the people that have always hated Eldlich strategies for the last month and a half that it's been off, this is their just desserts, as Altergeist Marionetta is going to be summoned to the side of the field. Altergeist is coming with that fire. They will not be denied, as they'll be able to set the Altergeist protocol to their side of the field. They have a 3100 attack Hextia. They have a 1200 attack Multi-Faker, but they also have the effect of Marionetta to be able to send protocol from the field to the graveyard, a rather risky move, to be able to special summon a monster to their side of the field. So that monster could be a second Multi-Faker, but no, it's going to be another Hextia. This is big brain plays right now. This is completely crazy. This only means that their first Hextia was banished due to the effect of Extravagance, or, you know, Multi-Faker into a Milliseek would probably be better. But yeah, now they're gonna have two Spell Trap Disruptions with double Hextia on the field. Two possible ways to get two Altergeist searches, and they're gonna inflict a ton of damage to Eldlich. This is actually gonna put them at 400 life points left, so not a really good spot for Eldlich to be in. And yeah, their face down card is going to have to save them, as Eldlich is going to be at, like I said before, 400 life points. No amazing cards in the graveyard. They do have Black Awakening, but that will probably prompt a Hextia. During the end phase, it looks like Conquistor of the Golden Land is going to be activated. Altergeist thinking if they have the response, going over their situations, they could negate the Golden Land and negate the Black Awakening, and they're thinking about it. Looks like they're going to let it go through. Because if Eldlich does draw, I don't know, a Curse Edlin, that would be pretty problematic for Altergeist right now. So just allowing them to special summon a monster to their side of the field isn't the worst thing that can happen. They also have face down cards and double disruptions. So yes, it looks like that monster is going to hit the field Conquistor in defense position, and it's going to be the start of Eldlich's turn. Now they will be able to get the effect of Conquistor on the end phase of their turn. They're just going to have to survive this current sequence. Eldlich drawing its last card, thinking about what he can do. It's the only card in Eldlich's hand. This game can be decided right here if they don't have anything precious. Using the effect of Black Awakening, it's going to be responded to by the Altergeist Hextia, and yes, as you guys should know, Hextia can use its effect to negate the activation of spell or trap card effects in the graveyard, even when they're not being activated from the hand to the side of the field. So now they're going to follow up with the effect of Magician's Souls. It doesn't seem to have any monster disruption so far, until you remember that Altergeist protocol can tribute that Hextia off, negate the Magician's Souls, and search another Altergeist monster from the deck to the hand. This game is over, ladies and gentlemen, as Eldlich is going to scoop it up. Altergeist is able to move on to the next round. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Share it with a friend, possibly some Altergeist lovers or some Eldlich lovers that you don't like to love. And also be sure to have a great day. Bye, guys.